We'll see if we can give you a little more sense of scope and scale. If you look down the line here and see all of these metal plates that are being bolted to the floor, we're right up here at the bow. This is the furthest piece forward. These things will have steel rectangular tubing welded to them, so legs to raise them up a little bit, and then all of those will support a kind of like a framework or a table, and that'll be the jig that sits on top of all of this, and then the aluminum frames, as we get them in, will start to be assembled. Each frame's about the frames are the pieces that run crossways on the boat, and there's about 24 of them, spaced about 1 meter apart. And so you can see the metal plates here getting leg bolted to the concrete. And then, as I say, a rectangular tube goes on top of that, probably about 1 meter tall, and then a table on top of that. And then as we get the CNC cut aluminum frames and have them all welded up, they get put into place and locked into the jig. And then we can start to put the new puzzle together and get her all welded up. Anyways, guess the build is officially underway. Okay, it's Tuesday, the 3rd of April, and this is your daily Möbius World Update. If you were looking at the video yesterday, you'll see that the pile of steel angle iron, which I mistakenly called aluminum angle iron in the video I remember seeing, but as you can see probably fairly clearly from the picture, that's definitely steel, and it's definitely a smaller pile than yesterday, because all of these little soldiers are now standing up. They've cut these lengths of angle iron and welded them to the plates you saw yesterday, getting threaded into the concrete floor to hold them nice and solid, so that these things are they'll get much more solid, of course, when they've got the ties across the top of them. And what's going to sit on top of all of those legs is the aluminum jig we talked about a bit yesterday, which is the apparatus that's going to make sure all of the pieces of aluminum, the frames in particular, are in exactly the right space, right spot, and lined up and ready to accept the stringers that'll go on lengthways. The frames are what goes transverse across the boat, or sideways, or athwartships, or whatever you want to call it. We'll normally refer to them as transverse, and then longitudinally running the length of the boat are stringers that slot and lock into the frame. So this is all of the preparation, getting ready for the aluminum frame that's going to come and create kind of like a tabletop. It won't be solid, but all of the pieces will be in the right places to have the aluminum frame pieces tacked in place once they're precisely measured and in just the right spot. And so tomorrow you'll probably see all this area here change from these steel plates that are just right now bolted to the floor to have all of those angle iron pieces on them as well, all the way up here to the final end, which is where the bow is going to be. So you can see it narrowing. If I walk up here and look back, yeah, use a little imagination, you can kind of see the shape of the boat here. I'll go up a little bit higher and show you another shot that you can see the shape maybe a little more nicely. Anyways, that's today's update as the construction gets winding up on Möbius. Okay, this is Wednesday, the 4th of March, and more progress. As you can see, it's like soldiers marching up towards that far end of the building. All of these vertical legs here that the aluminum jig pieces are going to get fastened down to. So you can see we've got this starting here from the stern or aft end of the boat and then working our way forward. The reasons these ones are taller is because they have to extend up inside the salon floor, would be essentially, I think, about what the top of these angle iron pieces are for, and then we drop down again to the regular deck level for up at the front here. So they're going to continue to position more of these vertical legs up here. You can see just a few more spots to go that he's measuring out for right now, and then it's got all the vertical legs, and we'll be waiting for the aluminum, which is supposed to have been cut already, for the jig pieces to go in. Alrighty. And we're at a little after 5 o'clock on Friday the 13th of April 2018. And as per the shots this morning that you might have seen, here's a look at the progress today. I'm getting pretty much done with putting in these transverse parts of the jig. We'll go down here and give you a look walking through so you can see things a little bit closer. So as you see, they've put in and bolted in place these horizontal parts of the jig. Now they've started to weld in these side pieces here. Just, as you get to understand a little bit more, is where the salon floor is. It's up on the jig because the hull's being built upside down, but of course that means you step down into it on the real boat. And here's the aft deck with the curve being to ensure that the water is running off of the deck, so you can see the camber that's here from there. All right.